Hello readers, I'm the avid reader and today I'm reviewing Homeward Bound, written by Harry Turtledove in 2004. So this is the final volume of the World War series and it happens much later than the rest, and it's about, of course, lizards and humans. In this one, the Americans actually travel to the solar system and the planet where the race is. So the first few chapters take place during the 70s, 80s and 90s. You get to see different characters who are getting ready to go back to home where the race is at Tau Ceti. And the characters who are to be sent there, among the race you've got Atvar and Thomas. They also bring along Quasquid. And then the Americans start freezing people to get them prepared to send them on a spaceship over there. So they freeze Sam Yeager, Jonathan Yeager, Karen Yeager, and Glenn Johnson. And once they get the technology around 2012, then they can send a spaceship out, and it takes about 20 years for it to travel to Tau Ceti. When they arrive there, they are revived. There's a guy called the Doctor that they brought along. He's not a doctor. He's one of the top American diplomats. He's not revived. So he basically died in cold sleep. Now Sam Yeager becomes ambassador representing the United States in home. And Atvar, on the race's planet, he acts as the diplomat when dealing with Yeager, as Atvar has been recalled and is no longer really a fleet lord. The Emperor now on home is the 37th Emperor Risen. You get several scenes in this novel of different people having audiences with the Emperor. So you've got Atvar who has one, you have Sam Yeager who has one, you have Quasquid who has one. At the end of the book you have Thomas who has one, and they have also some meetings. So Sam Yeager and Quasquid meet with the Emperor personally, and Atvar talks several times by video with the Emperor. And the Emperor is quite shrewd, so he understands he needs to watch out, the race needs to start learning to progress, and they are getting reports both sides back from Earth, although they're 20 years old. Thomas notices that the report has indicated that the Americans are progressing very, very fast, and he points this out to the science team and he tries to get them to progress, and they do so quite a bit for a level of the race, but that doesn't say that much. That the race understands that the technology of the humans has developed so much in the past decades makes them consider, okay, should we engage in a preventive war, and if we did, will we win? Because it's unclear, but if we don't engage now, it will be too late. So these are tensions in the middle half of this book. And you've of course got tensions between Karen Yeager, who is the wife of Jonathan Yeager, and Quasquid, who slept with him previously. But Quasquid forms a relationship with a black officer called Major Coffee, and he gets her pregnant. And there are some lizards now who have started putting on false human hair to imitate humans. And Karen Yeager once gets assaulted by a lizard and is bitten because his friends died previously in the war on Earth. The diplomatic team, they are visiting different places here in home. They have gone to the hottest place, which is basically hell. They've gone to the coldest place, which isn't anything that cold. They visited some of the major lizard architecture. And you've got Glenn Johnson, who is running a scooter between the lizard ship and the human ship where they're trading information. But his commandant is trying to get him to smuggle ginger. He refuses. He's locked up in a room for 3 hours and then is let go and returns to his normal post as pilot. And you have these mounting tensions, and towards the end of the book, out of nowhere, reinforcements arrive. The Americans have sent a second spaceship, and this spaceship is more advanced. It did not travel to the lizard's planet in 20 years. It traveled approximately 5 or 6 weeks towards there. And they brought with them Straha, who argues regularly with Atvar. They have these shouting matches. But this makes the race think even harder of whether they should start a preemptive war or not. And Sam Yeager is no longer ambassador, and he is told that he's not going to be allowed to return to Earth. And after some protests by the other humans who are on home, he is actually allowed to return back to Earth. So you've got the Yeagers who are sent back to Earth, and they get to meet their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren, which is weird since a lot of them, although they're a generation under, are actually the same age, and their two lizards have grown up. One has written an autobiography, the other one has a famous game show, and society has changed a lot on Earth, of course, since they have left a few decades ago. Quasquid gives birth to the baby of Major Coffee, and you have peace between the Americans, the humans, and the race. And they of course meet some Rabotevs and Halessi while they are there. But they look a lot like lizards. They're a little bit different, but they are clearly loyal to the race. And that's the story. And this is kind of an epilogue, you could say, to the World War series. It's the most sci-fi thing I've read by Turtledove so far. So how would I rate Homeward Bound by Harry Turtledove? I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And it's a strong 8. It's not that special among Turtledove books. A lot of them are great. This isn't one. But it's still an interesting work of mainly science fiction. Of course, this is alternative history in a sense, but we've gone so far off the deep end with this book series now, the World War book series. The final one is basically science fiction and seeing really, okay, this is the difference between the imperial hierarchical system and then the more democratic system back on Earth. And you get to see the different cultures clearly. We of course know the culture of humans. With this book, you will understand more clearly the culture of the race. Now, having reviewed this series completely, would I recommend this series overall? Yes, it's a great piece of both alternative history and science fiction. Harry Turtledove combines these two genres quite well in this book series. I would probably say so far of the Harry Turtledove books series I've read, this is the strongest. And that's saying something because I love the Southern Victory series, but this one I would say is overall great. Most of these are good, but a large part of them are great books. Especially book 1 of World War, book 3 of World War, and then book 2 of Colonization. Those are great books and great works of fiction. And overall, it's a great work of fiction and creativity, this series. You get to see so many different types of cultures. You get to contrast them to the culture of the race or the lizards. It's actually a series of humans versus aliens where there is about equal parity of power between the two. And one does not have to destroy the other. They have managed to live in peace here, although they started out at war here and then had an uneasy peace here. So I would definitely recommend the World War book series. If you love sci-fi and alternative history, you're gonna love that book series. So this was my review of Homeward Bound, the final book in the World War series written by Harry Turtledove, and they came out between 1994 and 2004. Before I go, I have to make a special announcement. So I am in my last year of high school, and in a few months I will have my exams. So unfortunately, I have to take a break from YouTube and from book reviews. These book reviews are a lot of fun to make. However, they are also a lot of work, and I've been releasing these on average every week or so. This will be my 100th English book review. There have also been 17 Swedish book reviews on this channel, and it's been interesting to exploring these different topics I've had on this channel: alternative history, economics, global politics, history itself, George Orwell, Stephen King, Michael Crichton. A lot of fun I've had with it. So I will return eventually. I would guess sometime in mid to late May. So I'll probably be gone for approximately 3.5 months or so. But you still have plenty of videos to enjoy on this YouTube channel. You have 100 book reviews, and I hope that you can see the hard work I've been putting in this channel for the past 1.5 years. I hope that you've seen that over the months that I've improved in the book reviews. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of what you think I should do with this channel when I return. What do you think of the book reviews I've done? What have you liked? What haven't you liked? What do you think I could do to improve? Which type of book reviews do you want to have? That's another thing. Are you interested in receiving some more alternative history books? Are you interested in more global politics, more economics, more history, or Stephen King? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, I'm the avid reader. This has been fun and interesting. Bye for now, and see you later.